what you say. I running all day. We wrestle with beasts from the bottom, so go on and play. Let's have a bit of a breakdown on this joint. We use strong language, profanity. We utilize commanding rhetoric, seemingly antagonistic. Let's break it down. Understand, overstand. Reason. So first, profanity. The actual communication. First, with any profanity, recognize what is being said. The most profane things in this life are said with very genteel words. Atrocities. So recognizing that, getting beyond the aesthetic. Now it's important. The aesthetic is important. It's relevant. We got to address that. And not all profanity is the same. Certain profanity is very derogatory towards people, specifically, categorically, definitively. Some profanity is simply an emphasis of experience, feeling, suffering, sufferation. So that is the utilization of the profanity in this sense. It's a euphemism. It's a saying from the streets. Now, it's not soliciting anyone to make copulation with anything else. And it's actually not even a commanding interrogative. It's not a commanding statement. Fuck what you say. It's actually it's an abbreviated form, a diminutive of a larger or further expression, which is I don't give a fuck what you say. That's what it's actually saying. So, and in that sense, it's a matter like, yo, your words mean nothing. Talk is cheap. Word is bond. How about that? Interesting. That being built upon. So that's what we're saying at the beginning. And again, antagonistic, say it to anybody and everybody, ourselves too. Calling ourselves out. Not all this. Let's see the fruits of the actions. So that's the beginning. Brethren all day. Yeah, you guys explain that. That's universal. It's legit. So we can say sistren. Brethren can include sistren. Brethren is specifically brethren. It's the spirit that is communicated within. The vibration. Strong, difficult rhetoric, but positive and affirmational for those that have the patience and the honesty to look through this. And that might be rather presumptuous, but it's also the genuineness amidst the humble trot as much as we can provide. So anyways, that's the beginning of that. Now, we wrestle with beasts from the bottom. So go in and play. Wrestle with beasts from the bottom. Demons, spirits, angels, ourselves. So all the antics of world politics, warfare, streets, gangsta, nothing. Because that's all this earthly. So those has to get enveloped in it. Territoriality, ego, posturing, and all that other stuff. Yo, it's slave child stuff. We wrestling with the beasts within ourselves. And that surround us as well. But literally, we talking and we rolling with angels, and we're encountering demons on a regular basis. That's no hyperbole. That's facts and literal for those that have the honesty and the inclination of recognizing this. So it's a matter of just putting things in context and encouraging brethren who get enveloped in these earthly pursuits and competitions and antagonizations to look higher and look further and see, again, anyone who's witnessed, anybody who remembers the wrath of God, wishes that on nobody, and seeing like how everything, all this little piddly stuff is not even a drop in the grand scheme of things. So it's putting things in perspective. So we wrestle with beasts from the bottom. Facts. So go into play. Now that is a command, because for those who have that still the slave mentality and want to keep on playing those games, yo, go in and play. That's what you want. But when you have the chutzpah, the cojones, the truth, the awakening, the responsibility, the authority to go beyond that command, that word, that verbiage, and to walk a further higher path of purpose, not just to be further gangster or whatever, but yo, get beyond whatever I say. Don't take my word for it. Fuck what I say. When you're ready for that, then you don't worry about playing. You work, you trod. But until then, they say Babylon. How about that? So for them that have that, the lesser mind state, and it's no accusation. It's no better than, worse than, and I can't even prove that anybody has a lesser mind state, because it's all a delusion. It's all a facade. So everybody else can just be running a very nice act, and it's all about me and me stepping up my game. But in the meanwhile, in that process, this is what we share. So we wrestle with beasts from the bottom, go into play. Now, one other thing about the profanity, people might say, "Oh, wait a minute, this is Rastafari," and I'm being very mindful. So initially, the intention was just to do a do good rhythm, to do that from the Naibingi that I have access to at the moment, with the energy and the vibration, and just to share my participation with the djembe here. Skills in recording audio included the original Naibingi recording, so it's difficult for me to separate that, and perhaps purposefully. So I'm being mindful, because that language and that stance is rather different, or requires a significant explanation when connecting it with Rastafari, because the Naibingi is a very different vibration. So we share that mindfulness. Now, at the same time, Naibingi is also, fire upon Babylon, and additionally, so it does have that energy too. Now, to the rhetoric, the words, profanity, how can I justify including that within the Naibingi rhythm that brethren and sistren generously and sacredly share? It's a matter of recognizing that, we in the streets, we don't have the time to deal with just kinfolk who are just polite and deal with polite rhetoric. And we have to be versed, we have to be ready, because we can't pretend to be hardcore all of a sudden. We have to walk a certain way and be ready to converse in a certain way, respectfully and with the guidance of the Most High and the teachings of His Majesty Haile Selassie I. But still, we have to relate with the streets. So we have to be conversant in this vocabulary. Doesn't mean we to go all different types of profanity, but just recognize, it's not just some vacation cultural kind of refuge and escape. This is a trot. That's one thing. Now, the second thing is also, to be honest, when we in the streets, we don't use that profanity. When things get to that point, cats in the face and everything else, that profanity is not a way, because that profanity leads to the combativeness. That's where it leads to. So we have to be prepared for it. But at the same time, when it comes down to that, when we're on the streets and cats kid in our face, we have to communicate in a calm way. So that seems contradictory. We can look at this, what I share here, as sparring, of communicating, utilizing that rhetoric in a genuine way, but at the same time recognizing that when it gets into it, we have to hold ourselves and be conversant in another way, how I'm speaking right now. So it's all of that is in it, and that's what we share, and that's the purpose, that's the reason. So that being said, we give all thanks and praise to the Most High, Elohim, known by many different names, by many different kinfolk, and many different trods. One truth, one love.